morning, beautiful, blessed people. Okay, so I did shrooms this past weekend, and I need to tell you guys my realizations. Holy fuck! I feel like I had a mental breakthrough. Okay, so I learned so many things. I had so many realizations. We need to talk about it. So, number one, the first thing that I started feeling was really fucking sad for homeless people. And like, this is something I've always felt and wanted to do something with my life. Like, my ultimate goal, like aside from being a YouTuber and being a life coach or all these things I want to do, aside from all of that, what I really want to do, like if I had an unlimited supply of money or enough that I could do this, I would start like a homeless person refuge, but it wouldn't just be like a normal one, okay? It would have everything that they need to get better. Like, it would have a rehab facility. It would have like a spiritual element where like it's more emotional based, of like actually digging up their rooted things so that they can heal. Anyways, that's a side tangent, but I started getting really sad and thinking about like how my lips are so dry, holy shit. I started thinking about like how sad it is, like that, like, cause it's fucking freezing out right now. It's freezing out in Canada. And every time I go outside, I literally think, how the fuck is anybody on the street right now surviving? And we started getting really sad, and just like, I started crying because I was like, I just can't understand how this world lets this happen, how we have let this happen to people. So that was the first thing. So I realized in that moment, okay, I need to do more. I need to help more. Like, physically, I need to help people more. That's number one. Number two, we started talking about like eating and food and health because we watched like this really fucked up video, like this AI made video about like, sorry, I'm getting sick, about like, you know those really grotesque videos that people make? I saved it so that we could watch it on shrooms because I was like, oh, this is gonna make us trip, but then it ended up just making us like really think. And it was about like basically like the what is it called, the animal industry of like pigs and cows and how they're like literally mass fucking slaughtered. And I've always felt passionate about this too since I was a kid. I used to like, okay, this sounds fucked up, but it's not. I had like good intentions, but when I was younger, I was so passionate about animals and animal abuse. Like, I would look up on the computer like animals getting abused and I would just cry. And that sounds fucked up. Like, I wasn't watching it to watch them get abused. I was watching it because I don't know why, like I just like to cry, and I like to like feel like, I don't know what it is, I don't know why I did that, but I would literally like need to watch animals being abused, and then I would just fucking cry, and I would just be like, why, how could people do this? So anyways, that's another side tangent, but we started talking about like, what do you do? Because I understand there's the whole vegan and vegetarian movement, right? And I was thinking like, okay, but everybody's different. Not everybody can be vegan. Not everybody can be vegetarian. Like, some people's bodies just can't handle that. Like, I just feel like, I believe like animals are meant to be eaten, because I always think back to the natives, right? Like, the natives, they would eat meat, they would sacrifice the whole animal, but they would do it with like intention and prayer, right? And I just feel like that's the chain. Like, everything is meant to be eaten at some point. But then we were talking about, okay, so if everything's meant to be eaten and there's all these billions of people in the world, like, what do you do? Like, how do you feed everybody without this mass slaughter, without keeping them in these cages? And then we were just talking about like, I don't know what you do. And then it started getting my mind think, because I'm like, wait, what if we don't need food, bro? Because years ago I saw this guy on Instagram, and I don't know if this is real, but because it could be fake, because everything's fucking fake nowadays, but who knows. I saw this guy being interviewed, and he was saying that he's been in meditation basically for 4 years, and he hasn't eaten in 4 years because he's basically elevated his spirit to the point where he's like a plant, and he gets his energy from the sun. And that sounds crazy, but I feel like there's truth to it. I feel like there's science behind it. I feel like we actually don't need food. And then we started talking about how, holy fuck, like, what if humans are like, our consciousness is down here, and we're all being fed this like low level energy ass food, right? Because they don't want our spirit to elevate. And we all know that like our health should be at a different place. Like the way it was, holistic health is the way it should be. Like sun is our medicine, herbs can heal us, all these things, right? And if we had that knowledge and we were actually on that level, I feel like we would be our spirits would be so much higher at a vibration that maybe we wouldn't need food. Like maybe we actually could get to a point spiritually where like we wouldn't need food and our spirits would elevate. Like, and it's hard to understand because I feel like it wouldn't be physical. I feel like we would get to a point where like we no longer would be physical beings. And that's kind of the point of life, is for the collective consciousness to elevate. Does anybody fucking feel me? Has anybody felt this before? Because this is the shit. This is the shit that I think about all the time. And I feel like there's truth to it. Okay, so that was some thoughts we were having. And then when we moved on from that, basically what I took from that is, okay, if I can't fix the fucking mass slaughter of animals, and I can't do this, I can't do that, what can I do? I can heal myself. So I basically realized, okay, what I need to do right now is actually like really go fucking hard with my health, and not in a way that's like obsessive, but in a way that's like, I need to be healthy for my spirit, not for looks, not for vanity, not for anything, for my spirit. So that was something I realized. Like, health is so important. Health is actually wealth. Like, if you're healthy, you literally like are so in such a better place than so many people. So that's number 2. Okay, the next thing that we were freaking out over is we watched this documentary on infinity, and it is so cool. If you guys ever do psychedelics, you have to watch this because they made it so you can watch it on shrooms. It's called A Trip to Infinity, and the fucking cinematics of this documentary were so cool. It was insane. But basically, it talks about infinity, and they bring in these mathematicians to explain infinity to you. And basically, it's all math. Like, our whole universe is made up by math and equations. And they basically explained that, like, you can multiply numbers forever and they'll go on forever. Or you can divide numbers forever and they will divide forever. And it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense mathematically. But like, we can't like understand it because what the fuck are you talking about? How can it just go on forever? And they were basically saying how, like, if you do the math, infinity, like, I don't remember the math that they were saying because I was fucked up, but they basically said, like, infinity is infinity, but if you also do the math, it's also zero. Like, it's nothing, but it's everything. And it's like the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, where like basically like everything exists. Like, in this universe, literally everything exists, but then nothing exists at the same time. And they basically explained that, like, you could die and be like reborn again. Like, they showed like an apple in a box, and they said, like, okay, if you put an apple in a box and you waited like billions and billions and billions of years, and it would break down, and like the gases and everything, basically they said over time, like billions of years, that apple would regenerate. What the fuck are you talking about? So that basically proves to me that, like, there is no such thing as death, which I already knew. I already know that, like, I already believe in that. I already believe in reincarnation. But, like, to see it scientifically is so wild, because the fact that there's, like, scientific proof that, like, everything that we have in this universe, all the energy, the matter that we have, like, it literally, like, can't die. And then they started talking about, okay, so basically, like, this universe, this infinity that we are, what the fuck's the point of it then? Like, there basically is no point, because it just goes and it just lives and it dies and it lives and it dies, and there's no end. It just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But they also said that there might be math that proves that there's something outside of infinity, because we have like the laws of physics that we have. So, like, we have gravity, we have, like, I don't know, okay, but we have the laws of physics that we have to make our reality exist. So, like, we have, like, they basically said, too, like, electricity wasn't possible without, like, somebody understanding the mathematical equation to make it exist. because you can't create something unless you can like create it with the math, which like means like everything that we have in our universe is math. And they basically explained that like right now there's a guy in this documentary, he was saying that like he's working on an equation to like create a portal. Like, oh my god, it sounds crazy, but it's not. There's science and math behind it. And so they basically said that like, okay, so we have the mathematical equations that we have, right? Like they've already figured out all the mathematical equations. What if there's more that could create things that we don't have yet, that like don't exist physically in this realm, but like until the human consciousness can understand something, it can't exist yet? Because like we have the power to create, right, with our hands and everything, and with all the science, like we can make it happen, but you can't make it happen until you can like mentally understand it. But until we like unlock the fucking equation to make something happen, it might not exist. So let me give you an example. Let's say, like, let me think of something that could exist in our reality. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I can't think. Let's get something simple like mind reading, even though I already know that that's possible. But let's say like there's an equation to make that happen, but we can't like make it happen because we haven't elevated our consciousness. I hope that I'm making sense. I wish that I had like an understanding of equations and math, because I feel like I would make so much more sense if I could explain this scientifically. But please watch that documentary, because they basically explain like, they also explain like black holes, like the math and science behind black holes. And if you were to go in one, you would exist outside of our laws of physics. So they're basically saying like, they're inferring that like there's universes where like if you went inside these black holes, like we would have a completely different realm of existence, because the laws would be different. And I think that's maybe where aliens exist, or like that. Because I don't think aliens exist physically. I don't think like they're gonna come down from the sky. I think it's like, it's a mental thing. It's a consciousness thing. And if you elevate to a certain consciousness, you could exist on a realm where these other beings that have different laws of physics, like their bodies are completely different. The things they can do are completely out of this world, because our laws can't hold them here. Does that make sense? Like, and then I was also thinking, okay, like, I was also thinking about Earth, because there's all these theories about Earth. Is it round? Is it flat? What the fuck? I don't believe it's even physical. I was thinking about this. Okay, like if everything that we see is right here, because they were basically saying everything you see now is like in the past, because like it's all like milliseconds behind, and everything you're seeing is basically only your reality projected. That means that like this is a simulation. Like it means that like everything that we see on this earth is just like a realm, and I feel like that's what it is. Like I don't think it's a place. I don't think we're on a planet. I don't think we're on a fucking planet. I think this is a realm that like we're like mentally experiencing, and it's like we all collectively see the same thing, because our collective like we have our own consciousness and we have our collective consciousness, and our collective consciousness has all agreed subconsciously on certain things. So that's why we all can agree on certain things that like is real, that we can see. But you also have your own consciousness, and that's why you can also change your reality with your mind, and you can create different things. And then this all got me thinking, like, okay, if this universe really is infinite, like infinite, and they also explain like other realities, like they explain like there's math and science to back that there are millions, an infinite amount of versions of you. Every split reality, there's a reality where I'm wearing pink, there's a reality where I'm wearing blue, and every reality is like slightly different, and they all slightly alter by like the smallest amount, which means literally anything is possible. Because if every single reality exists where I could be or do anything, that means I can access those realities mentally, and I can just like, and that's where the whole manifestation thing comes into play, of like, if you can just like change your thoughts, change how you view yourself, you can enter those other realities just by mentally entering them. So why the fuck why are we working at jobs we hate? Why the fuck are we poor? Like, that means if everything's infinite, money is infinite, love is infinite, we have an infinite amount of abundance, we have an infinite amount of resources, and we don't have to fucking live this way. So I realized through all of this, like, holy shit, I am literally limitless, and I should just be following my fucking dreams. But then it all becomes hard, because you're like, okay, I understand that I can change my mind, but that shit takes time. It takes time of rewiring your brain. And in the meantime, I do have to go to my job right now. I do have to go to my job. And then that takes more of my time, because I can't focus on changing my realities and being a fucking infinite superhuman alien creature, spiritual being, when I have to work at a job that I don't care about. So then it's so hard to change your mindset when you still feel like you have to do things. And I don't know, man. I've realized all these things before when I've been on shrooms, but every time I do them, it wakes me back up to like, holy fucking shit, we really are in like a spiritual playground, and there's literally no reason that we need to be miserable, because everything is infinite. The universe literally doesn't give a shit. It just keeps creating. It creates everything, whether it's good or bad. It's like in the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you haven't seen that, please watch it. It is so fucking good. But in that movie, they basically say like, the universe, she created everything and she fucking threw it on a bagel. Like, that's like the metaphor they use, an everything bagel. She put everything on a bagel, and then that's just what it was. And then she gets depressed because she's like, okay, well, if I just could create everything, then what's the fucking point of anything? And they say that in this documentary too, like, okay, so then nothing really matters then, because everything just exists, so nothing matters. Like, I don't know, the way they explained it made more sense, but they were like, what the fuck's the point to anything then? And they basically said, there is no point. And this guy said, yeah, like, I was getting suicidal one day because I realized, like, okay, the universe doesn't care about me then. It doesn't care whether I live or die, because I'm gonna live or die regardless. I just exist, but I also technically don't exist, because infinity equals zero, so like everything also equals nothing. So he's basically like, okay, I don't matter, I don't exist, the universe doesn't even care, it doesn't even have a thought about me. And then he met the love of his life, and that part made me cry, because I was like, oh my god. And they were like, love is the answer. Like, nothing matters, but love is the answer. And it's like the universe doesn't care about us. It created everything just to fucking, for shits and giggles almost. But it also created love, and it also created these intense feelings of like being seen by another person. And it's almost like, if you really think about it, there is only you, because the universe is you. You are the universe. So there is technically only one consciousness. So technically the universe is by itself, but it's broken itself down into so many viewpoints where it can be seen by another version of itself that feels like home. And it was just so beautiful. Like, okay, love exists, so this is what we need to focus on. Yes, you can focus on that nothing matters and that life is shit and that everything fucking sucks. Or you can follow your fucking dreams, because you know that they're possible, and you can be in love, or you can fucking just love people. If you can't find love, you can love people, you can be kind to people, you can help people, because like literally what else can you do? And then just maybe you can create the life that you want, because again, anything is possible. So that means the exact perfect life is out there. And it also means that you shouldn't settle for anything less. Because if you settle, you're denying that like the reality exists where you can have everything you want. Like literally, you could be as specific as you want. It doesn't fucking matter. It exists. It literally exists, because everything exists. Like aliens exist, creatures exist. Everything that you can create exists. Our consciousness just can't see it yet because we're not on that realm. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Bro, I literally feel like my brain has too much in it to even explain. And it sucks, because sometimes I'm like, I just wish that someone could see inside my brain, because I feel like I'm the type of person where like I can understand concepts without having to have them explain scientifically to me. I can just be like, yes, that makes sense. But like, in order to explain them to other people, you have to like actually have like either analogies or actual calculations, and like I'm not good at retaining calculations or explaining things well. So I really just hope that you guys get me, because it just makes sense to me. I don't even need it explained, it just makes sense. It makes sense. But if you guys do need it explained to you so that you can like feel me, watch Everything Everywhere All at Once and watch the Trip to Infinity on Netflix, because truly it's like, holy shit, like the whole world needs to know this. And you could explain this to someone like a normie or a regular person, 222, and they just like even if you told them all the science and everything, it's too much, and they just don't care, and they think you're being woo-woo. And it's like, it's not woo-woo, it's not spiritual. Well, I mean, it is spiritual, but there's also like, that's the thing that people don't realize. Science and spirituality go hand in hand. Math and spirituality go hand in hand. Like there's shit to back this shit up. Spiritual people don't just pull this shit out of their ass. Like there's reasons behind it. And it's just like annoying that some people can be so ignorant. But again, like whatever, those people, they don't exist to me anymore, because if everything is possible, that means the people that will understand this will fucking understand it. And I just have to keep talking about the shit that I'm passionate about, and hope that like other people like get what the fuck I'm talking about, because I really feel like I was onto something. And I had this realization, like, holy shit, like I think like the point is to like not break out of like a matrix, but like break out of like the idea that like everything that we have is all that we have. Like I think there's more outside of the reality that we see, but we just have to get to that place. And that's why knowledge is power. That's why we can't stop learning, because if we just accept everything that we're told, and then also, why the fuck do they give us our phones to rot our brains? Like I feel like everybody has gotten so much more dense. Like I've gotten more fucking dumb. It's like basic concepts that I learned in school, like I don't even remember. And it's like, I should know these things as a human being. I should know these things. So it's like, don't stop learning, don't stop loving people, don't stop helping them, and don't stop following your passions, because literally we need to elevate as a society. We need to elevate the collective consciousness if we want to like grow spiritually, because I think that's the point. Is like we could actually like be on a level where we're like superhuman. There's fucking creatures running around, there's mermaid, like I think we could be on that point. And I feel like we were on that point once. I feel like ancient civilizations were on that level, because I feel like if you read into it, they had so much spiritual shit that they were doing, bro, that they don't tell you about now. And I feel like they were on a different level, and I feel like maybe the collective consciousness was higher, and that's why there's so much folklore about elves, mermaids, all this shit, because they existed back then. You could actually see them in this realm. But then they've dumbed down our consciousness, so now those creatures and things can't exist because our consciousness can't accept them. Does that make sense? Like, it fucking makes sense, bro! Anyways, I'm almost at work, sadly, so I do have to go. But I could talk about this shit forever, and I have so much more to talk about in more detail, but I just had to fucking say this. So, oh my god, if you guys feel anything of what I'm saying, please comment down below. My name is Soul and Beauty. If you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!